The biggest lie about spirituality is that it is something you need to go out and find. Not quite. Spirituality isn't about chanting on mountaintops and escaping reality or collecting crystals like Pokemon cards, although those are parts of the journey, sure. So, what is spirituality really? Well, at its core, it's about connection. And here's the secret: you're already spiritual. You do not need to become spiritual. You just need to wake up to it. And by watching this video, you're seeking answers, which means that you are already on a spiritual journey. So congrats. My name is Alex. I'm the founder of Mystical Mastery. And I want to share a quick disclaimer before we dive in, because I am not some guru claiming to have the ultimate truth. Everything I share is based on my personal experiences, my years of study, and a whole lot of trial and error. Some of what I share might resonate with you, and some might not. And that's perfect, because spirituality is not a one-size-fits-all. Think of me as the tour guide handing you tools and stories. You decide which ones resonate with you and you want to keep it put into your backpack for your journey. So with that said, let's dive in. By stripping it down, spirituality is only three things: connection, growth, and awareness. So let's define them. Connection is where you realize that you're not a lone Wi-Fi router. You're plugged into a bigger network where everything you do ripples outward. You've heard of theories like the butterfly effect. Well, there's more like that relate to this concept. Growth is where life stops being about punishment and random suffering. Suddenly, every challenge looks like a curriculum. Heartbreak, relationships 101. Career failures, entrepreneurship 201. Awareness is where you actually start noticing life instead of scrolling past it. That gut feeling, thinking of someone and then they text, that peace that you feel watching a sunset. That's awareness, tuning in. So let's talk about what spirituality is and what it isn't. It is a personal practice of self-discovery, mindfulness, and intention. It is not a requirement to be perfect and zen all the time. We all get road rage, we're still human. It's also not dependent on rituals, though candle work can be super fun. And finally, it's not an excuse to dodge accountability. So maybe stop blaming Mercury retrograde for why you're ghosting them or why they ghosted you. True spirituality actually makes you more accountable. Because when you realize how your energy impacts the world around you, you can't just shrug your shoulders and say, not my problem, because it literally is. I also want to touch on spirituality versus religion. Religion is like a GPS system. It tells you to turn right here, recite this, and you'll arrive at your divine destination. It's structured, and for so many, it works beautifully. Spirituality is more like a compass. You get to pick the path, you can wander and discover. They overlap, sure. Some people find spirituality inside of religion. Others find it outside of it. And neither is wrong. The key difference, though, is that religion tells you what to believe. And spirituality asks, what do you believe? Which can feel a lot more scary, but also a lot more freeing. Moving on, let's bust a few myths and misconceptions. Myth number 1 is that you need psychic powers. Definitely not. It's about awareness rather than obsessing over predicting lottery numbers. Myth number 2 is that spirituality is all woo. Not quite either. Journaling, walking mindfully, and practicing gratitude are all deeply spiritual and things everybody does every single day. It's that simple. Myth number 3 is that meditation requires hours of sitting crisscross applesauce. No, my friends. It can be as simple as 5 mindful minutes sitting in your car before work. That's it. Spirituality isn't about how it looks. It's about how it feels and how it shifts your awareness. Another super common question that I get is why people even explore spirituality. Everyone comes here for different reasons. Some come for purpose, others need healing, and for others it's just plain curiosity. For myself, I was born in Romania, and I was so blessed to have family that just naturally talked about spirits and entities and all kinds of spiritual concepts. But at the same time, we also respected religion. So I got this beautiful blend of both worlds working together to help me answer questions that many of you have. And then I started to notice the little nudges, the intuition, the synchronicities, and the dreams. And having answers that just clicked and made sense made me really believe in the path. And I know a lot of you have similar questions, so I want you to pause and ask yourself, why am I here? Was it a life change that brought me here? Was it curiosity? Did you just feel that gut pull that you know there's more to life than errands and emails? Whatever it may be, I want you to understand that this is your entry point. Okay, write it down, make a note of it, whatever you need, because that, along with the compass that we're going to explore together, is basically what's going to help you find your true north. If you've made it this far to the video, I want to say thank you. If any of the topics or conversations that I brought up have piqued your interest or you have more questions, I'd love to hear about it. Leave it in the comments. And of course, feel free to follow, subscribe, you know the drill. I'm always curious to know what you guys think, feel, what topics you want to touch on. There's nothing too crazy for me. I absolutely love knowledge and information. So let's dive into it together. Oh, and important reminder, you are doing incredibly well. I am so proud of you, and I'll see you in the next video.